Well, I'm with an old friend of mine, David Withers, a Managing Director of Iseki UK, and lovely to see you, David. And
nice to see you, Scott.
We're here at SALTEX, but you guys at Iseki have been busy. I know you've been out and about quite a lot over the last few months. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, we were looked at how we maintain those relationships and build new relationships during that COVID period, and we did a lot with videos earlier on, which I think many of you will have seen, which were incredibly successful. A lot of people like that. We sold a lot of machines on the back of that, and people could really see what the machines do. But then as things unwound a little bit and we were able to get out more, just this last 2 months we've been out on a roadshow across the UK. I think we did 23 or 25 different venues in the end, took a load of machinery with us, and then each of the venues was always an outside event where you could actually cut grass. So we'd invite people in. I think we got an average of 75, 80 people, something like that was our
By
average.
invitation only, or was it?
No, we did publicise it. You could just turn up, but most of the people came from an invitation. And then you could actually come, you met us, if I was at some of them, not all of them, and my colleagues. And then we had the machinery there, you could actually get on and drive them and actually try the machines out in the wild, as it were.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's such a great opportunity for people to actually get on and give it a go, as opposed to come to a show, look at it, and then you've still got to do a demo. And so we were able to almost do demos actually at these events, which was really good. And it was just felt like a really good environment. We were outdoors, we could kind of spread out a little bit. So in that interim period, as we kind of unwind the COVID restrictions, it felt like a natural progression from kind of, no, we can do everything online, video, okay, now how do we start to get back to normal? And that felt like a good step towards that for us.
Is this something you'll look to continue going forward?
I think we will, but I think we'll maybe spread them out a bit more. We just did them in a real intense 8-week period, which was good in some ways, because it kept all the machinery together, kept everything, all in, made it consistent, if you like. But it's a huge draw on the company. We had probably half the workforce out at these things. All of our demo machines were there, our trucks were there, everything was there. So I think we will do it again, but we'll probably spread them out a little bit more. Maybe do, 2 or 3 in a month, then leave it a month, and then 2 or 3 in a month, and spread them out a little bit more for the future.
Now, you mentioned coming out of COVID. What have been the pluses and minuses of the ability to come out of that?
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? I mean, I think mentally we're definitely still not out of this. I think people are still nervous about what they're doing, and I think rightly so. With the infection rates being where they are, I think we should be being at least as cautious as we are, possibly even more cautious.
I think we're more cautious north of the border at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So I think it's right that we're cautious. We've got to look after everybody's health, but we just got to start to rebuild those relationships and get out as much as we can. But I do think there has been a structural shift in COVID. I think, if let's say in this industry in the past, that sales journey, if you want to talk about a sales journey from I'm thinking about buying a machine to actually it's sitting in my yard, and that's your journey. I think in the old days, pre-COVID, maybe 30% of that journey was online, 70% was real, if you know what I mean. It was actual physical. I think during COVID that switched to like 90% online, 10% contact. It's obviously come back, but it won't go all the way back. There's still going to be a change in this industry where more of the decision making and the narrowing down of what product I want to buy is done online, and so that final bit, the demo, the quote, the interface with the customer, with the dealer probably, really is a smaller section than it was in the past. So I do think this is a structural shift, and I don't think it will completely go back to normal. People talk about the new normal, and I do think that we're not just going to go back to exactly how it was.
The other element is that, to a certain extent, the cork is now out of the bottle, and will present logistical problems actually getting machines to your customers.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, at the moment, the main issue that everybody has got is that demand is very strong, stronger than any of us predicted, and so therefore the inventory that we're all carrying is lower than we would have expected it to be at this time, because if you expected to sell 1,000 tractors and you sold 1,500, and you expected to have 500 in stock, then actually you've got none in stock. Yeah. So, and that's kind of where a lot of us are at the moment, where the demand has outstripped the ability for the factories to crank up production schedules.
So lead times have slid considerably?
Yeah, I'd say we're probably still in that 8 to 10 week arena. We're not too bad yet. And I think this year actually we've been pretty good at maintaining supply to our customer base. The plant has been very good. We are a very, as we call it, vertically integrated company in that we build our own engines, we build our own hydrostats, we build our own gearboxes. We're not buying somebody else's engine, buying somebody else's gearbox. So it makes for a shorter supply chain than it does for some other companies. So I think we've done relatively well, but it's always a challenge.
Well, that challenge, we'll all be facing challenges going forward, so I shall leave you to it, David. Thank you very much. Lovely to see you in the flesh
Pleasure.
again.
Lovely to see you as
and
well.
we'll see more of you going forward, hopefully.
Great talking to you. Thanks.
Cheers, thank you.